Welcome. Ziggy1X here with another Nier reincarnation video. And not just Nier reincarnation, because today is October 6th, 2022. And today we received, if I can get my controller to go over here, the official End of YoRHa Edition with motion controls and all. Nier Automata on the Nintendo Switch. This is really exciting because what it means is that we now have a portable port of this game to play. I will be playing it. I'm really looking forward to it. But it means that now someone like me, for example, who owns it on the PS4, I can now go out and enjoy this game wherever I'm at. It was one of the reasons why I never really dove too deeply into the DLC and some of the extra content and even the extra playthroughs in the game. Mostly just watched those online because I just didn't have the time to do them myself. But it's one of the reasons why I didn't dive into that, because I don't have a powerful laptop that can play the game with me on the road. I don't want to bring my PS4 with me on the road because it's kind of a family gaming console and everybody else likes playing it, so I don't want to take that away from them. And it just never really made sense. Now it does. So for people like me who are on the road or who just move around a lot, this is a great option. And it looks, guys, if you were sitting on the fence about this, it looks absolutely beautiful. It runs beautifully. The Switch controllers are what they are. You can always use a Bluetooth controller. They're fine, but I would honestly opt for the Bluetooth controller. But the game runs beautifully, looks great. I don't even have the OLED Switch. I have the older Switch and it looks great on that as well. I'm sure it looks amazing on the OLED Switch. So guys, at the very least, if you want to support this game, I would say go out and get it. It's only 43 bucks with tax. And I would say that it shows at the very least that you're willing to support good, well done, actually excellently done ports. And this is a port to the Nintendo Switch, but it looks perfect. The people responsible for this did an amazing job. It plays beautifully, smoothly, looks great. I can't wait to experience this game again for myself, and I will be doing it on the Switch. So moving on past that, in other news, back into Nier Reincarnation land, we have gotten some quality of life updates as well as a new banner. Let's talk about the new banner first, since that's the big hype right now. We did get our Nier our Nier Automata characters back. And unlike what I thought we would be getting, we didn't get new costumes. So we have the original characters, but what they did to sweeten up that banner is a few things. First of all, pity is not 200 pulls, it's 150 pulls. That's excellent. The other thing is double 4-star drop rates. That is also excellent. I had one of my pulls, which you'll probably see here on the screen. I'm gonna be basically looping together some video while I'm talking at you through the camera here. But one of my pulls had 3 4-stars in it. That's almost unheard of for me. So that's amazing. I got some big surprise units, which I'm super duper thrilled about. Let's just say Ziggy is now a meta-defining build. And well, not really. I'm never gonna be meta-defining, but I have not just one, but both tanks now. And I am so stoked about that. I got to take Bloody Griff through a little bit of a tour of destruction in Arena last night, just kind of playing around, seeing how I wanted to build him. My goodness, he's a game changer. That dude is so powerful. I haven't even taken Mocha Joe out yet for a test drive. So I'll be working through it. You may see me pop up from time to time in Arena with those 2 characters in my party. It's mostly just me dinking around and having fun at this point and trying to figure out what works. So we'll see how that goes. So getting back to the banner, we have the Automata characters, no new costumes, but in addition to those 2 other things that I mentioned with the boosted drop rates, and every one of them is at 0.1%, all of the featured characters. So it doesn't seem that high, but in my polling, I was actually surprised at how many of the featured drops I was getting. So it is boosted. The other thing is that we have essentially all of the past limited reincarnation costumes on this banner. So we have the New Year, we have the Christmas, we have the past the older two celebratory banners. We don't have the newest one that came with Marie, Yuri, and Akiha, so be aware of that. But if you go to the coin exchange in the shop, you can see which characters are on the banner. You can also, you'll note there, that you can pick with the pity any of those characters, which means you can pick up Bloody Griff from this banner if you really wanted to, and if you had the gem suspend on it. You could pick up Mocha Joe, New Year's Mocha Joe. You could pick up Gale. You could pick up Yuletide Akiha, or Yuletide Theo, who's doing monstrous work over in Arena. Basically what I'm saying is that this is a great banner. If you've been saving gems and you wanted to wait until Nier Automata hit, this may be a good opportunity to do that. Now the next question is, are we going to be getting another banner next week that may reveal new Automata costumes? I'll tell you what, I hope not. I really hope not. And this is the reason why I say this. They did this with the Christmas. They did it with Christmas Akiha, or Yuletide Akiha, when she came around. So this was last Christmas. They also did it with the Persona 5 collaboration, and that was where Crow came out the next week. Now, most of us suspected there was going to be a part 2, but the fact that it wasn't transparent, it's not, if it happens once in a while, it's not a bad thing. But if it becomes habitual, where we're gonna hype you up for this, we're gonna basically get you to dive in and spend all your gems, and then we're gonna release a part 2 of this that's even more hype. I'll tell you what right now, if they are planning and if they do a part 2 of Automata and they have new costumes for the Automata units on there, it's not gonna feel very good. And so I hope that isn't the case. I'm pretty sure it isn't, but that is my 2 cents on it. Now let's move on. We've got the banner covered. There's still the Persona 5 banners. They are still up for a little bit longer. We still have what in my opinion is 2 great banners. I think that Abstract Yuri, I've been using her a lot in Arena. She's a fantastic Arena unit. And she looks like she's going to be very good for subjugation as well, since her character skill also is a twofer. It does a 30% defense in peril, and it does a 30% light in peril, which means that the enemy takes 30% more damage from light elemental weapons. So she's a great package. She's got high agility, so that makes her great for Arena. She's got, she's got increased crit rate in her passives, 25%, which is the highest in the game. She also has Bold Vigor if you unlock her to Awakening 3. So that means she's the complete package, but she is an abstract unit, so she is in the permanent pool, which means that at some point down the road you will be able to pull her. She's not as important as this next character though, and that is Bloody Griff. Now there's a banner going on right now that has both Bloody Griff, Lacrima Griff, and a couple of the other Griffs on there. Basically all the 4-star Griff costumes. This is a good banner if you are looking to change up your Arena team a little bit. May not be quite as good as the other banner, the Nier Automata banner, since you can go to 150 and pity any of those tanks, any of those 2 tanks. But this one does have seriously boosted drop rates for Bloody Griff, and I was able to get him on this banner with not a whole lot of trouble. I probably got super lucky, but it is he's a game changer, and so he's one of the most important units out there right now if you're leaning into Arena. Otherwise, not nearly as important. So moving on, let's go to the quality of life updates that we've got here. Right now, you may notice that we can now, on iOS, it basically forces us to update the game. That wasn't the case yesterday when the patch was dropped, and that was because they were missing 2 of the companions. They showed it in the notices. They were missing the Jack Frost companion and I believe the Blue Pod. And so those companions wouldn't show up. They were also having issues with some of the sorting options. Those have all now been resolved. When you log into your game through iOS this morning, it's going to go ahead and force that update on you. You will now see the new sorting features and the new menu options. If you go to subquests, you will see that EX missions and Recollections of Dusk missions are their own tab now. So you can go in there, and there's also added features for Recollections of Dust, where you can go in and you can actually plan out your parties and weapons ahead of time without having to go to each of the individual doors. So in my Recollections of Dusk tutorial that I posted a few weeks back, it basically talks about properly planning. And one of the things I explained as to planning is that you have to walk to each of those doors and see who the required character is, so you don't goof up and have to reset the floor because you accidentally used a required character in one of the other levels. This is no longer the case. Now you can click on a tab that's up at the top right. It'll give you the option to plan out all of your parties. It will show you which characters are required for which rooms. You can go ahead and plan them all out in there. It's a great feature. Now, it's still going to be time consuming for recollection, so I highly recommend you go and check out my video on that. It's got a few pro tips on how to basically expedite the process and make it go much more quickly, so you're not doing all of that tedium and planning, especially with the memoirs. The memoirs is one of the worst parts of that, but I explain a few tips on how to just basically really quickly slap memoirs on each of your characters, go through, get it done. It's not terribly difficult if you have the requisite number of weapons. I go into all the details with that, so I will leave it there. Also, another thing that I really need to be doing better with, if you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe. I'm looking for that 500 mark on the subscriptions. Once I get that, I'll have some new channel features opened up, which will allow me to message you guys. That's something that will be really exciting for me. It'll just also be exciting to see the channel grow in general. Honestly, never expected it to get this far. I'm about 300 subscribers right now, which is, it's teeny. I mean, I'm a speck of dust in the big scheme of things, but it's something that when I went into this, I just did it because I kind of wanted to have fun with it and see where it went. I never expected this. So I want to thank everyone here right now for your support and for showing me the support in the comments, for basically just the interactions and everything else. Also on the Discord over at Farplane Discord. It's been a great time over there. And just the community in general. This is a great community, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of it and to just be contributing what little I can. I'm by no means an expert in all this, as I'm learning in Arena and things like that. I'm picking up all sorts of good advice from people. Farplane especially, he was very generous in walking me through some pro tips over in Arena, and I have just been soaking those up and listening to them. So, but I do appreciate the support. Now, moving on past the tabs there, you've got also the tabs are sorted a little bit differently. And so just go in there, explore it a little bit. You'll see your general subquests over in one. You'll still see your story quests over in another, but it does make it a little bit easier. One of the things that we haven't gotten yet that a lot of us are clamoring for is a way to skip through all of the EX daily missions, all of Dark Memory daily missions every day, because we have a lot of those. If you've cleared and opened up many of those Dark Memory characters, and if you fully awakened and enhance all those weapons, you got a lot of missions to go through every day. So having a button in there that could let you quickly snap through all that, use skip tickets or whatever, it doesn't matter, that'd be awesome. That's a feature we all want. I'm sure it'll come eventually. The next thing is that we got a sorting option, and that's actually, so this is kind of a half win for me. The number one thing that I want in this game, that I think would benefit this game just for us players more than just about anything else, is a better way to auto-equip memoirs. Memoirs are the selling, the equipping, the organizing. Everything about memoirs is the biggest slog in this game. It is the biggest downside to this game because it is so doggone time consuming. We don't want to be going through our memoirs and trying to pick just the perfect one. We want to be using those memoirs that we farmed out and going into the fights. That's what we want. So we still need a feature that allows us to set parameters that we want equipped on a character, i.e. 100% crit rate, 200% crit damage, whatever minimum parameters that you want to set across the board elsewhere, and we want to click go and have those memoirs populate onto our characters. That's something that we need. So we're not there yet, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. The thing that did happen, and I'm super excited about this, is that we can now sort weapons by their passive abilities. So for example, if you have a wind element team going up against a water element team, you can pick Tempest Boom. You can pick Pursuit. You can pick Bold Vigor. You can pick any of these passives that you usually have to search for. Either that or you have to recall by memory which weapons have these passives on them and then just kind of figure out which ones you want to use. Because typically, when you're going up against a weak element, the only weapon that has to be the strong element is the primary weapon. the two sub-weapons can be Bold Vigor and Pursuit, if you really wanted to go that way. And that could be an incredible combo, and you can use a wind weapon primary with a dark weapon secondary, or a light weapon secondary. That's probably a better example. But what I'm saying is that this filtering system that's now in the weapons allows you to pick weapons. So when you're equipping your characters, you go in there, you filter, you sort the way you normally would, except it gives you those additional features down below. Get in there, try it out, experiment with it. It's a great feature. It's a great quality of life improvement. We've got some of those today. We didn't get some of the things we were thinking. We got other things that we weren't expecting. All around, pretty pleased with it. And I'm probably just gonna leave it here. Just be aware that there may be a part 2 of Automata coming around. Otherwise, enjoy the game. We all are having a great time here, and I love being a part of it. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys go out and get Nier Automata, End of YoRHa Edition for the Switch. Have a great time playing that. Thanks for being who you are. Thanks for welcoming me into the community. Peace out, y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.